All right, I think we're live here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Golfballing podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jackson. We're here with our other host, Nicholas. Hello, Nick.
No. I'm not a host anymore. I'm just a guest.
You're just a
I'm here.
guest. We finally have a guest
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So
Division
I'm
one
just a
golfer.
guest. And then our other guest, Sean, is in school and meetings all night because he's busy
He's an
guy.
adult.
He's an
Yeah.
adult. And the world's moving, and he's moving with it. So he might, I don't know, maybe he'll pull a Max Homa and leave the Get a Grip podcast like Max
He
did
did?
recently. Yeah, he is left.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that I just listened to that like
That was one of the
Monday.
best golf podcasts out there.
I agree. Yeah. But
Wait, so what
he
is
had
it now? Shane Bacon and who?
I don't know. They're figuring that out. I guess might be like with other golfers
Might
and
be
stuff,
Sean.
but it might be Sean. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's not on this podcast. We can't leak anything right now. But no, Max Homo, he left because I don't think he could handle kind of the mental side of talking about golf every day, or like talking about his golf on the podcast and kind of like reliving that. Like he talks about it a lot. It makes a lot of sense, and like he kind of has to focus on himself and his game. And I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he did his best year on tour this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're leaving, but maybe
I see where you're coming from because like JJ Redick.
Yeah.
Like I just always wonder. I know JJ, he dealt with like a lot of injuries last year. Basically, if you don't know, JJ Redick, he's a basketball player. He's got a podcast. I've just always wondered how on earth can he do all of this stuff? Like he must, but then again, like JJ Redick's been in the league for like 15 years. Max Homa's up and coming. JJ probably has guys to like handle everything. That sucks though.
I mean, it's also them doing like two different, like he has to fit like Shane and them have to fit each other in their schedule.
Exactly.
Stuff,
but, yeah.
But also it's mentally tolling to have to like relive situations when golf is like more of like your work, and like maybe you don't want to talk about how you like played really bad the weekend before or stuff like that. Like he was talking, he's like, I'd rather just talk about golf. Like I don't want to talk about like myself. So it makes a lot of sense. Good luck to Max Homa. We're gonna miss you a lot.
We'll have to get him on the pod.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on the pod to talk about himself.
Sounds good. I'll send him a DM. Nick, I actually think this is the first ever podcast you and I have done on this new revamped Golfballing podcast.
Really?
I think so. Because it's usually, I feel like it's usually you're the one, like you got COVID, which I feel like we can finally reveal now.
I think we revealed that a while.
Yeah, I think we did, ago. But I remember my mom was like, because I was working with my uncle, like, keep it low key. But Nick exerted no symptoms or anything like that, and I also, I'm not. Who cares? But yeah, I think this is our first. Basically, for you, if you're listening to this right now, also this podcast will be on YouTube. Like the last two have been on YouTube. Last three.
Thank God.
I'm posting YouTube videos every single day on the Golfballing YouTube channel. But Nick and I used to have a podcast, the original Golfballing. Actually, Nick, we've had a lot of podcasts together, but the most recent Golfballing podcast was Nick and I, sophomore year of college, in my doggy dorm room.
Yeah, I should have. It's kind of funny because we could have done this podcast in person. And I know we could have discussed. Yeah, because we're probably about, I don't know, like a 6 to 7 minute walk, if that, away from each other. So crazy on that part.
The craziest thing too is I just walked by your apartment because I just got back from the city.
Yeah, so you could have. Yeah, no, great planning on our part, but Jackson's got a new computer, so he's probably he really wanted to get he really just wanted to use it in his own element. He didn't want me messing up.
I do, especially because the last podcast we recorded, Sean kept saying you keep cutting in and out, and I keep seeing like my connection cutting in and out. So hopefully the MacBook makes that better. I don't know if you watched the latest Golfballing YouTube video.
I have not. I missed it, sadly.
You'll have to watch it later.
Oh God.
It's about no, it's just me talking about the Ryder Cup picks. Let me actually pull it up for
that
those
something you wanted to discuss?
I do want to discuss these because I actually think you might be a little surprised on my opinion on it.
Okay.
But just for the listeners, we have Harris English as the captain's picks. We have Harris English, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, Xander Schauffele, Daniel Berger, and Tony Finau. And honestly, it kind of seems like I think more casual golf fans seem to be more preferring Kevin Na, Phil Mickelson, Kevin Kisner, but it seems like, I mean, I'm literally looking at my comment right now. Na and Kisner should have made the cut. But it's just, I've really come around onto these picks as far as, or Patrick Reed, obviously, as well. Patrick Reed's probably the only person I would have thrown in there, but I mean, this is like a really good, this is a good team. Like they're a good team. They're not going to beat Europe, but yeah. I think it's a good team. I think he did a good job.
I agree with you on the part, everything except for the non-Europe thing. Beating Europe. I think they can beat Europe. I think they will. But no, I'm a team. I think this was the right picks. I think you can debate Kevin Na. I don't think, honestly, though, Kevin Na and Kevin Kisner, it's just like, is Whistling Straits a course for Kisner? Probably not. Same with Kevin Na. And yeah. I think you got some guys, you're going to have to drag the ball far. You're going to have to hit it straight, but you're also going to have to play with the elements and stuff. And I'm not saying these guys, I just think I love Kevin. Like, Kevin Kisner is like supervisor of morale. Yeah, I would have loved that. But at the same time, it's just like, you have to look at kind of golf itself. And I think they got it right with everyone.
I agree.
Scotty
I think
might have been the most controversial.
Yeah, because of the age. They have a lot of rookies in this, or rookie Ryder Cups. I think what USA is going for is just players who are playing good. Like I saw a tweet from from No Laying Up talking about Kevin Kisner, and it's exactly like, I think the only reason, if Kevin Kisner had a better playoffs, I think you could probably make an argument for it, but I think Kevin really would only be there for morale base. And it seems like they don't care about that because they have, Phil Mickelson, vice captain. They got Fred Couples, vice captain as well. And then I forgot to mention Colin Morikawa, DJ, Bryson, Brooks Koepka, JT, and Patrick Cantlay are all the automatic qualifiers. So I think just top to bottom, it's extremely young, but then you have some good veterans in there, guys like Brooks, DJ, JT, couple, or you pair that with Steve Stricker, Phil Mickelson, and Fred Couples. I think it'll be good. Scotty Scheffler, I totally agree with. He's he has never won a PGA Tour event, but this season he had 8 top 10 finishes, and I think it's. We've especially when we were sponsored by Jock MKT. He's just so consistent. So
I think he's a star in the making.
He is a star in the making.
That's what this is what. I think the Ryder Cup's going to be. I think he might be the next team, kind of like captain, or what is Patrick call himself, Captain America.
Captain America.
Scotty just kind of gives me that gunslinger vibe, and I the one thing I think the Ryder Cup, you hear the stuff okay, you got to have this experience and stuff, and yes, do you though? I think these guys are. I think they're experienced enough to go out there and compete. Yeah, exactly. I think golf's a lot different than other sports. It's golf translates from course to course. I think you could I want the top players playing. I don't want the guys who are oh, well, this guy's played in this for a Phil. I don't think Phil could have ever. Anyone arguing Phil to be in this needs to be should I pull the Brian Kelly thing?
I was gonna say, you're about to pull Brian Kelly.
But no, it's crazy to agree on something with Jackson because it doesn't happen much in our lives in anything. But no, I think this is a strong team going forward. I think Team Europe, which you will disagree, I think Team Europe's going to have a hard time coming to them. I think this American team is ready for blood. Easy as that. They're ready for blood.
I agree. I agree. I think it's gonna be cool. I also forgot to mention, obviously, Jordan Spieth being that captain's pick, but he's got that experience. He's got that veteran leadership.
Home field advantage. Midwest.
Home field
advantage. I think the Midwest crowd does wonders.
I was about to say we have. It's kind of cool here because Nick's played Whistling Straits, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I could probably, I mean, if they wanted me to come up there and play,
you
I
could
do a tournament that weekend, but
you
I
could
mean,
cancel.
I'm available.
No.
So watch out. So, I mean, I don't know. College golf means more to me than the Ryder Cup. So I'd probably just stay and play the Ryder Cup. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in my game in life. So if I got the call, maybe, but it's probably a no.
So on Europe side, they actually have auto qualifying has not finished for Europe because they have the BMW PGA Championship in England this weekend. And so the 9 auto qualifiers are official, but then he's got an additional 3 spots. So here is the lineup. It's looking like top contenders based off world points. You got John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Victor Hovland, Paul Casey, Tyrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood, Lee Westwood, Shane Lowry, and Sergio Garcia. The thing I feel with Team Europe is they do a perfect job of just picking all these OGs, Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, and then you've also just got this young group. Yeah. And I feel like, as you kind of mentioned, like, I really don't think that past Ryder Cup experience matters anymore. I just think that, like, especially the way the internet is, all these guys, they're just on the spotlight all the time. So I don't think that, say Matt Fitzpatrick or Tony Finau, if it's their first Ryder Cups, I mean, they've played in the Masters, they've played in the Open, they've played in these important tournaments. All of these guys have been in contention for tournaments. Some of them have won it. Most of them have won tournaments. So I actually really am impressed by Team USA this year, but there's just something about Europe, man. I mean, there's just something about it. Obviously, you've got like John Rahm is just on fire, but then it's all these it's these dudes that I diss on the podcast that end up being Europe saviors. It's like Paul Casey, Tommy Fleetwood, Sergio Garcia, Shane Lowry, Lee Westwood. Like they're gonna come there and they're gonna get the job done, in my opinion.
Like those are good mixes of like they're still playing really well and they have experience, but there's nobody on Team USA. Like anyone debating Kevin Kisner, Kevin Na, it's just like, have they played in Ryder Cups before?
I don't believe either of them.
Yeah. Have. So it's like, what's the debate there? Like these guys have not. Kevin Na, like I'm pretty sure he went on tour recently. I feel like.
Yeah, I think
been kind of hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
Oh, sound clip that. But I think Scotty Scheffler. I don't know. He just brings excitement to me. I like a Scotty Scheffler.
The thing with Scotty Scheffler is like your casual golf fan isn't going to know that statistic that he had. What was it? 8, 9 top 10. I think it was 8 top 10s this year. If Scotty Scheffler won one golf tournament this year, he would have been an immediate lock for the Ryder Cup. No, not a single person would be debating why is Scotty Scheffler on this. So I agree with you about Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he really just needs one win, in my opinion, to put not only his name on the map, but to really just get himself going. He's been going, but to just kind of get to that closing it out stage. This Ryder Cup, I'm not really a Ryder Cup guy, to be honest. I mean, I don't really like watching golf that much typically.
It's pretty boring. We know that.
The Ryder Cups fascinate me because of Rory McIlroy, but I mean, when was the last Ryder Cup? 3-4 years ago? I don't even remember. So 2 years ago?
It would be 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3. So it's, I mean, 3 years ago, we're still.
Hazeltine feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. What a classic Tiger Woods course too. It's like a classic PGA Tour Tiger Woods.
Like, I remember the last one I remember, I was just like, I'm not watching this anymore. It was like after day one, I'm like, yikes.
Yeah. I do. Do you remember when it was at Medina and Rory McIlroy showed up late?
See, I didn't get to go, but I do remember. I'm still, that's like the one moment in golf I'll probably get pissed off at my mom the most, is I think we had tickets like she had an opportunity to get tickets, but just never offered them to me. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you could have gone." I'm like, "Thanks, Mom. This is like a year later," and I'm like, "Thanks, Mom."
You could have gone to the Ryder Cup at Medina.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, whatever. I'm pissed that I'll probably miss Whistling Straits. Most like, I don't know. At the same time, yeah, but also at the same time, if I get the call, I'll go up there and play.
Get the call. What if you get the call from me? Like, hey, let's go.
Maybe, yeah. It depends on the situation. Who knows? I'm feeling
the situation is we're going to the
Ryder
Cup,
for
free, but
yeah,
it's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch. You just kind of sneak in. I feel like you could sneak into Whistler. Just get a boat.
Yeah, boat in. We gotta find someone with a boat.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. Like, I'm just excited for Whistling Straits. I'm excited to have a Ryder Cup back in America. I think it should just only be played in America. Like, fuck European golf. That's a terrible take, but at the same time, it's a take I want to make. Yeah. I'm really excited to see like what this team. I think this is the year for USA Golf. I really do.
No,
I think this is the year where they take over, and it's like it's Team USA basketball over again. Like the next 16 Ryder Cups are Team USA.
Jeez, like 16.
Calling my shot.
We'll be like 50 something the next time Europe wins a Ryder Cup. That would be
probably, yeah.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. It'd be tough. But yeah, excited for this Team USA. But we got the Safeway, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So, and BMW PGA Championship, and
that's
which always surprises me because I hear BMW and I'm like, oh yeah, really? And then I'm like, isn't it like called the BMW PGA?
Yeah, it's the BMW PGA Championship.
And on the European tour.
Yeah.
So why the fuck is it called somebody explain that to me? And I feel like it's the biggest, the biggest tournament on the European tour. Huge. So is that just the final stage, or like?
It is huge for them.
I don't know. Maybe the PGA Tour does a really good job in getting rid of all European tour content. So you have no idea like what's going on unless you go on the YouTube channel.
Unless you're like actively seeking out what's happening in Europe for golf, you're gonna have no idea.
Yeah, shout out Golf Channel. Shout out shout out all the channels that just are like, hey, like Europe doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I honestly think they even on the Golf Channel, like, oh, look at this person played really well in the Europe, like you're on the European tour. They get like a 15-second coverage of that, and I'm like, oh, look at the names on that leaderboard. Like those are some good names. They don't care. No, sorry. That was my little rampage. I'll go on for a little bit.
I agree though. But it makes sense, I guess. I mean, is the European tour promoting the PGA Tour? I don't know.
No, but in Europe, I'm assuming like the PGA, like I'm assuming it kind of gets promoted. It's really weird because Europe, like golf is one of the only sports that I feel like has two pretty I mean the PGA Tour is above the European Tour, but also kind of even in a sense. Like there's no really competing. I guess soccer has football. They have competing leagues, but like for American sports, like I mean we're normally like I think they try to put us the narrative we're the best and we have the best players, and the European Tour is pretty good and showcase it a little bit more.
Especially in basketball, the EuroLeague is got some unbelievable hoopers. I mean, Luka Doncic from Europe. The EuroLeague is absolutely stacked, and yeah, I agree with Nick. I don't think that'll change. I don't know. I think it's more, to me, it's a little bit more awareness where it's like I don't think anything's gonna happen. I don't expect anything. I don't necessarily need them to merge content, but I think it would be cool if the European Tour just started to get a little bit more love or a little bit more showtime. A lot of it does have to do with the time difference, though, as well. It is kind of hard to get people to watch the European Tour here in America.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like they don't really tell you what's going on, so they could just replay it at night, all the time, and I would have no idea who won the tournament. It's not like ESPN is telling me who won, so or the PGA Tour app.
What was the tournament? I can't remember. I remember I was so upset. I was like posting Instagram videos and all that stuff where it was when it might have been the World Golf Championship. I don't think it was. I feel like I was home, so it might have been the WGC, but it was they moved up play because of weather, and I actually think it was in Memphis, but yeah, so it was Southwind. Yeah, oh wow, it was the World Golf where they had everyone play like way earlier in the day, and then the tournament was ending as the coverage began. I remember putting stuff on my story and putting up Instagram videos, and everyone's like, dude, turn on the PG or turn on Golf Channel. They're on, or turn on CBS. They're on hole 4. Like, what are you freaking out about? And it's like, actually, they're in a playoff right now. And unless you have a laptop or a phone, you can't watch it. So the PGA Tour's had a lot of issues, but we'll save that for a different day. I actually don't have anything left. Can just wait till Sean. There's nothing happening in golf right now this weekend. So
yeah, but could we talk about your little slang thing that you wanted me to talk about?
That is total off camera. Yeah.
Oh, that's off camera.
Off recording.
I want to. Oh, off recording.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's cut out. We'll have Steve cut that out.
Yeah, Steve King. Thank you.
But I feel like there was some good vibes between me and you. There's what was I? There was something I wanted to talk about.
I'm your friend for like 8 years.
Off podcast. Yeah, I know, but like I think we're trying to like kind of like rekindle our connection, right?
We just went to like fucking Florida.
What our vibe is. Yeah, no, but like no, we're trying to like figure out like if is this gonna work? So yeah, in that sense, but no, things that piss me off on the golf course. I'm playing a lot of really early golf. I just want to talk about this really quick.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
we're just getting ready for when Sean eventually leaves the podcast.
That's once he gets that degree, see you later. Honestly, not. Yeah, see you later. Yeah.
Sorry.
But I've been playing a lot of early morning golf, and there's been a lot of chemicals on the greens pretty recently. Like this morning.
You've been inhaling them?
Yeah, I feel like I have. Here's the thing. I love early morning golf. I have a newfound appreciation for getting to play at like 6 a.m. in the morning. But at the same time, holy fuck, does it suck not warming up? Like warming up your body. Like you wake up at 5, your body's not warm. And then you got to be on a fucking golf tee at 6 a.m. trying to swing a golf club. Good God, it's the scariest. I think that's the scariest tee shot in the world. And then today, there was chemicals all over the green, so my hands were blue. My hands are still blue. From like the green
laying in the green. And
well, no, you'd pick up your ball, you'd putt, and I'm like, God damn, like could they've done this like
where'd you play?
Winnetka.
Oh, really?
Winnetka, yeah.
Nice.
Tough track.
Actually, I really like Winnetka. I played there with one of my buddies last fall.
It's a tough,
dude. It is a tough track. I don't think I did very well, but the person
very demanding off the tee, extremely demanding off the tee, and you want to hit driver everywhere, but then you're like, I gotta hit a 4-iron. Like there's just no. But the game's getting better.
If you catch that course on the wrong day where it's so windy, it's kind of sucks.
Yeah,
like, it kind of sucks.
That's when you play like that early in the morning. Like you play at like 6. Like there's like no wind.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice.
Quiet out there.
Yeah, quiet.
That's why you got to get the early score.
It baffles me though, like for people like that people like wake up and play these courses at 6 a.m. like because they want to
for leisure.
Like yeah, like some of the courses in the Chicago like. They wanted to play like 6,500 yards of just like hitting irons all day. Like if I'm waking up at 6 a.m, I want to hit like driver everywhere. I want the course to be open as shit. Like I want to make myself feel like I'm playing good golf, even though I might not be. So that's my only thing about playing golf early in the morning.
When was the earliest you think you played golf this summer? Not for like any college tournament, any normal tournament, like you just
like
go
a
to the
regular
Glen
wake
Club,
up.
yeah, just like a normal.
I guess so. I did have to play a couple like early. I played 7:30. I'd say 7:30 was like my earliest, and non-tournament, like instead of tournament round at like 7.
That
but
still gives you some time, 7:30 to like
to
if
warm
you want
up.
some
Yeah,
food, you got some food, you can warm up, you can take your shit. You're not, worried.
No, it just kind of messes with your routine because we just kind of go there. We get to the course at like 6:40 in the morning. We drove to Pine Meadows last week.
Oh my God, I love
our
that
tee
course,
time
but
was 6:20.
That's so fucking far. What'd you wake up like 5 at the latest, probably?
I woke up at 4:50. And then we were gone, and we're like, there, and it's just pitch black, and we're like, okay, we're teeing off in 10 minutes. First tee, I was just like, I mean, I think I shot like 4 over on the front and like 1 under on the back, or maybe 1 over on the back or something. I played like we were just practicing, but I was like, Jesus Christ, like it was just a difference. I couldn't swing a golf club on the front.
That reminds me of like the high school days where we'd have to be at the van at like 7 a.m. and thinking it's 8 a.m. and thinking it's just horrible. I remember I've talked about this on the pod, but like I think it was junior year tryouts. I just remember tryouts in high school always sucking because it's so freaking early. And it's like once you made the team your freshman year and you're playing good, like obviously you're gonna have a spot. Like we're not trying out really, we're just playing golf. And I remember it was so early and I just fucking hit my car on the garage one morning, and it was
I remember that.
It was so frustrating, and I still have the dent, and it made a fucking mess in the garage. I had to get the garage fixed, and it's so early, the sun's barely up, and you gotta go play golf, and I just hit my car. And
was that like when we were leaving for Wybring?
No, that was like junior. It might have even been senior year. Like,
it was senior
like
year.
One of the day tryouts. It was one of the tryout days.
I thought that was because I remember we had to get up I literally had to leave my house at like 4:50 because the bus was leaving at like 5, and we drove down to like Bloomington, Illinois for that one tournament.
Yeah. Oh my God. I actually freaking love that golf course though so much. Like I actually think in the whole state of Illinois that honestly in all of life,
my favorite
golf.
Top 10 course. I 100% agree. I think it's one of the best courses in the world. No, I'm kidding. But it's one of my favorite. I don't think it's like there's not much aesthetically there, but it's just a fun course to play.
I think the aesthetic is the vibe. It's like you're in a cornfield because like the first like half the course you can like their driving range is a freaking cornfield.
Their driving range is unbelievable. It's you're only able to use it for they open it up for tournament golf, and then the Illinois State team. That's their driving range.
It's great. Yeah. So I really like the vibe because it's just like, I mean, you just drove 2.5 hours to the middle of nowhere, and it's like an actually cool golf course. But I like the clubhouse. I was expecting like something extravagant. It's like your normal, like moony suburb of Illinois golf course. The funny part about I love that course. I don't think I've ever played good. Like I've never in my life played good there. Dude, I'd like. Man.
I played really good there. I think that was like the first time I broke par.
You can go low there, dude. It's open. It's open. Before. Like you can go low there if you're good at golf.
Yeah, I think like one of my first times breaking par in a tournament, or like my second time breaking par was there where I shot like 70. I was like in USAM qualifying. I was like, damn, like kind of opened up the world for me. And yeah, it's a fun course. Great greens, some of the best public greens.
Honestly, dude, those. Oh man,
we're talking about why I want to just go play golf. I'm starting ever since Sean's made that comment about like, do I like golf or do I just like being good at golf? I don't know anymore. But like then we talk about stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I really like golf. But now I'm like, maybe I just because I'm like, what do I like in my life? I mean, this is more of a off-topic question, but I'm like, I don't know what happiness and joy I have in my life right now. Which there's a lot, but at the same time, like, what's the point? God, man, I need to get off. I need to stop talking about that.
It's tough because you're a golfer who has to do, like, you're just a collegiate golfer. That's something you have to do regardless. But the thing is, I bet first off, I wouldn't listen to anything Sean says about your life because he's not you. But I think like if you were to get an injury right now, or say you actually like say something, maybe not an injury, because I don't like I know you, I don't want to give bad vibes, but like say you got like COVID or you like got one of those, like you weren't sick with COVID, but you tested positive for COVID, you're done for 2 weeks. Like I bet you in those 2 weeks you'd be like, God damn, like I need to golf. Like I want to golf so badly. Cause I mean that's what they say. Like when you're doing something you don't want to do, like in your head, you're thinking of what you want to do. When I'm in class, I'm thinking like, oh my God, I would rather be making YouTube videos right now. But it's tough because you're a grinding, aspiring pro on a collegiate golf team where you have to do that. And it's not really a decision. It's sort of gets into like this routine where it gets you questioning. It's like, do I even really like golf? I mean, I feel like after high school, I took like until this year, I never really played golf more than like 10 times in a year. And it just took me a while to be like, I like golf. It's not just because I'm like semi good at it or it's a good waste of time. It's a fun thing. It's tough because you're a competitive golfer and it's hard because you always have to have that switch on. And I feel like when we'll go to like Florida or we'll go to Texas or whatever, that's when it's more like, yeah, wow, like this is like fun. Or we'll play with like the winner of a French Open and it's like, this is awesome. Like even if I wasn't on tour right now, like this is a good time. But it's nice because with golf, you'll be able, no matter what happens in your golf game, no matter even if you stop playing golf right now, you'll always be able to go back to golf and be an above average player.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah, that's the struggles of competitive sports. I feel like.
I agree.
It's a tough one.
It is.
Because when you're in class, you're like, fuck, I have practice later. You're not like, oh man, I want to go play like the Glen Club. You're like, fuck, I have to leave like 10 minutes after class to go play golf, practice for the rest of the day. And it's like, fuck. So yeah, I feel you.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, I think that's it for the Golfballing podcast.
Forever.
This is forever.
Nick just realized he doesn't like golf.
No,
Sean's out.
Yeah.
I don't like golf either. What's the point? No, I'm just kidding. But all right. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, I feel like I used to emphasize this a lot in the podcast, and for some reason I haven't talked about this in months. Thank you guys so much for listening. First off, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your days to listen to us talk about golf. But also, if you want to show your love or if you want to show your hate, be sure to leave a review on Apple or whatever it is. Send us a DM. All of our links are in the description, all that stuff, because it really keeps us going. And thank you guys for all the love. We'll be back probably Monday.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tuesday based off schedules. I don't really know. But yeah, cheers.
Cheers.